What's up, y'all? It's Megan and welcome back to the studio. So today we're doing this. We are doing soft glam. It's blown out, it's sexy, it's smoky, it's beautiful, but it's still soft. So if you want to see how I do this look, grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's go. Okay, so first things first is skin prep. I know I talk about it a lot, but that's because it's important, okay? I only have a little bit of this left. I actually am getting the full version, like the full size, because I love it so much. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Toner. This little thing is $19, but it does last. Like, you don't need a lot of it. And then I'm going to add the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. I can't explain what her skin prep does, like why it works so good. I know like her toner has niacinamide in it. You can tell that these products had makeup prep in mind, you know? This is the Magic Cream. So I know I showed y'all before the water cream. I do like the water cream a lot. I really do. But this one, it just has a thicker consistency. So when I really want to just up the glam, baby, I want to make sure that I use this one. I just like the thick feeling that this has on my face. And then I'm going to use the eye cream. This is the only eye cream that I really love before makeup prep, because I really feel like it's hydrating the under eyes and giving that nice creamy feeling under your eyes, so you know that nothing is gonna like cake up on you. So this is what we got going on, okay? I got this product in the mail, so I did not buy it. However, when it goes out, I definitely will, because it is that girl. I have pores that are just larger right here. It's the only place where I struggle with pores. This has been the only product that has helped it. It's the Murad Targeted Pore Corrector. It really does blur. Like, this is why I don't really like primers, because a lot of primers will say like, oh, it blurs and gets rid of pores, and it does not do that, okay? Like, if you're gonna get rid of my pores, you need to get rid of my pores. Stop lying. I'll be looking at those primers the way Angela Bassett looked at her man in that Jackson 5 movie. You a liar and a cheat, and I don't want you, I don't want you, I don't want you. That's how I look at these primers. Stop lying. Okay, you lying. This does not though. This actually does work. Why am I so emotional over these primers? I'm just saying, like, if you say you're gonna do something, do it. So the next thing I'm gonna do is color correct. It is so important, y'all. I did a video on my TikTok. What was it, yesterday? It was just to show the new Danessa Myricks Kabuki brush, but people were really coming for me for the foundation shade, because they were like, oh, it looks green. Here's the deal, okay? I'm about to give you some little color theory over here at Megan B Studios, okay? I have neutral undertones. It's yellow and we got some red. Like, we got the mix of cool and warm going on with me. And because of that, I need a foundation that has a little bit of that yellow and a little bit of that red. You follow me? So with that being said, I also have hyperpigmentation. All around here you can see, like, especially right here, it's just darker, you know, and it has a more of a purpley undertone. So if I do not color correct those areas to tone that purple down, if I put any foundation on that has any yellow under it, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, you got it. The purple, the yellow mixed together is going to create green. So I always like to color correct. If you notice your foundation doing that, it might not be your foundation. It might just be your undertones contrasting to some of the undertones of your foundation, and you need to color correct. These are some of the specific like makeup tips for us black girls that I be trying to give, because sometimes we just got to move and swerve a little bit different in our makeup routine for it to come out the way that we want to, and that's okay. But that's just what it is. And where is my brush? I'm just using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in orange. And I do mix it in with a little bit of a concealer that has a peachy undertone. It's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in W40. And you can see when I do this, like, it really does help tone that purple down, right? So anything that I put on top, it's gonna look so good. Yes, the burn is still alive and well. Burned myself with my hot comb. Sometimes I burn myself and I'm like, girl, grow up. Like, who burns themselves anymore? Grow up. We got a contour. I'm gonna use the NARS Laguna bronzer. This is in Laguna 4. And I'm gonna use a foundation brush today. I get a lot of questions about this foundation brush. It's from Sonia Kashuk, but guys, any foundation brush would work. I'm kind of going right above the ear. It's gonna lightly flick up. More so in the back than the front. So you kind of see how it gradually goes like that. That's the vibe. I do have alternatives, like a drugstore alternative for this. And so if you want to see a full face of just like, I guess, soft glam, but with only drugstore products, let me know and I got you. And I really want to make sure that I'm getting it into my hairline. So baby hairs, be good to me, but we got to get in them. This is not your scalp. This right here ain't your scalp. That's your skin. That's your forehead. Just tap it a little bit, you know, just a little taps out. Also like to really make sure that I get my contour into my brows in the beginning, because it just really cuts it and curves it inward. It's a good guide for your eyeshadow. It's also a good guide for where to bring in your eyebrows when I sketch them on. And I'm just going to take a Morphe M710. And I am going to contour my lips, guys. Like, it makes a difference. If you have a round face, you have to try this contour out. Like, this is cool, but watch what happens when I curve it down. Kind of right where my dimple would be. It just makes you look so chiseled, right? Like, it's bomb. I'm going to use this for my concealer. It is a Danessa Myricks Vision Cover Cream. I use shade W04. Sephora number 47. Did you get it at the Sephora sale? Okay, cool. Just want to make sure you got it. I'm going to apply a little bit at a time, and I want to make sure that I'm keeping my brush going upward. I don't want it to go too far down past my cheekbone, because it's not going to help really do the shape that I want. So I'll even kind of take my brush and turn it sideways just to make sure I'm getting like the perfect angle here. And I'll also use the side of the brush to kind of go down the side of my contour to make that sharp. And then I'm going to add some to my lid because I want to get rid of that darkness there, so that way my eyeshadows have a nice clean canvas to work with. I am going to apply a lighter concealer too in the inner corner. This is the One Size concealer. I use shade medium 4. We can't go out looking like a lost member of Cats. Okay, so we got to blend this out. I am using the Yummy Skin Foundation today by Danessa. This is shade 17W and 16N. I like to mix these together because I feel like it gives the perfect amount of neutral warm. And I like to really push it into my brush. Now let's talk about this foundation. It makes your skin look so freaking glowy and beautiful. You have no idea. If you have dry skin, it's going to be so amazing for you, especially in the colder months. It stays this hydrating, like look at this. It gives this hydrating glowy situation. It stays like that. So once you put powders on, you're not going to be super dry looking because all of the hydration is staying on your skin. Does that make sense? It's very concentrated and you do not need a lot of it. Honey, this skin is everything. For my cream blush, I'm going to use these two from Juvia's Place. It's in the shade Coral Rose and Barbie Rose. I'm just going to mix them on my palette to create like that perfect shade. I do this all the time. Mix an orange and a pink. These are pigmented, I'm telling you now. So be sparing. And I do like to bring it a little bit closer to the inside because it gives like that cute flirty look, you know. But I also bring it up high to lift and do all the things. Let's set my highlighted areas. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD. I mixed shade 2 and 3 today because I don't want it too bright, but I don't want it too dull, you know. This is why I said like I really want my skin to look really glowy and hydrated, because once I go in with these powders, like it just looks flawless. Pat the powder on the back of your hand. It's so important because otherwise you're gonna get this huge glob of powder on your face and it's just gonna be harder to blend out, especially like if my skin is already really glowy and dewy and wet feeling. You don't want to just put a big glob on, because then it's going to get mad patchy. You don't want it. Trust me. Everywhere I put that concealer is where I put this powder. I have not used this powder in forever. It is the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder, but I want to use it to set the rest of my face. This is shade Honey, and I'm using this big old fat velour puff. It's freaking huge, and I'm not going to put it on top of the highlighted areas. I'm just kind of using it to blend everything together. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. This is the Anastasia lip pencil in the shade Malt. Y'all, this One Size pencil sharpener, it gets the job done. Look at how sharp it gets your pencil. Like, what? It's such a good shade. I'm going to add some Makeup by Mario bronzer just to kind of warm up the face. Listen, this is the dilemma when you have a larger chest. Like, I can't just cross over. I gotta smush them together and then get up in there. I finally hit pan. I take that same bronzer and I put it all up in here, right? And then whatever's left, I like to just blow it out on the side. Finding a good contour brush for your nose is so freaking hard, but I think I found one that I like right now. This is the Rim Beauty, and it's supposed to be a concealer brush, but I rock with it for my nose contour. And lately I've been mixing this one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This is shade 3, and I mix it with a little bit of my Makeup by Mario because I don't want my nose to be super warm, but I don't want it to be super cool and not match either, so I just kind of blend it together. I'll use the flat side just to blend it out. I'm gonna try a different powder combo. I think I'm gonna bake with one side. Normally I use it to set, I don't use it to bake, but YOLO. I'm gonna use the shades Translucent and Sweet Honey. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, and I am gonna use it to cut right here. Oh, I was filming and I didn't even realize that my camera had stopped recording, but I started on my brows, just used the Groundworks palette in the shade Harvest. I feel like I show y'all the same stuff all the time, but it's because I use it. I just use it to kind of create that sharp line at the bottom. We want it crisp, we want it clean. And then I'll use my NYX micro brow pencil that's like $10. Love that for us. Just to kind of fill in the rest of it, you know, so it looks a little more natural. It doesn't look like pomade all the way through it. You know what I'm saying? P. Louise, look how freaking big this is. This is the Ghost Shawty It's Your Birthday palette. And it looks like a lot of the shades are the same, and that's because they are. The undertones are just a little different. I love this palette so freaking much. And then I'll use a little bit of this one probably too. This is the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3. I showed it in my Sephora must-haves, and I like it specifically for these two here. These are like cream, and they're really blendable and good. And this black is super black, and the Ghost Shawty does not have a black. This one and this one we're gonna mix together, create the perfect brown. I kind of want to zoom you in. So that shape that we created with the bronzer, that's gonna kind of be our god. And I'm just gonna slowly start adding a little bit of a deeper shade here, and then just kind of lightly go into the crease. Everything I'm using a super light hand. I always say hold your brush back as far as you can. I know someone's gonna ask, it's the BK Beauty 201, but really y'all, any blending brush can work. Like, you don't have to get this one. And I'm holding my brush straight up, and then whatever's kind of left, I will kind of go right up in here and connect it. I'm gonna dip into this brown here from the Patrick Ta with a pointier brush, and I'm gonna bring it in my lower lash line, and I'm gonna blend it out, kind of just connecting it to those outside shades. We getting somewhere. Let's pop on a lid shade. The Patrick Ta has beautiful mattes. The P. Louise has beautiful mattes. I'm gonna dab into these right here. This brush is just from Sonia Kashuk, and just using a really light hand, I'm gonna pat this matte on. You see how pigmented these are? I like to put eyeshadow on the edge of the brush and use it to kind of stamp right up against, you remember where we put that contour, the bronzer, everything? I'm gonna go right up against it because it just makes your eyes look so much wider and awake. You see that? It just pops them out. And look at how warm this brown is. I'm just gonna use it to blend together the lid shade and the outer corner shade, and also add just a little bit more warmth to the situation. See, you see what I'm saying? And now I'm gonna take the cream black. This is just a really thin flat angle brush. It works perfect for these type of situations. I'm just gonna start adding it to the lash line. So it's just gonna create a little bit of depth, and then we'll blend this in later. This is the BK 207, and I'm just gonna take that smudger brush with a little bit of the black in the Patrick Ta. I'm just gonna lightly start buffing this out, keeping it kind of low so it's higher here, and then it becomes a nothing the closer you get to the front. So it's like we're setting the cream, but also using it to buff it out at the same time, you know? And just taking a really deep brown from the P. Louise palette, and this super thin brush. It's the Morphe M562. I freaking love it because you can see like how thin the bristles are. And I'm going to use it to slowly kind of blow this out. Kind of keeping it more at the top so we don't lose the intensity of the black at the lash line. While my lash glue is drying, I'm just going to lightly dust away this bake. These lashes are from Amazon. They are my absolute favorite. I believe it's in the style Charming. It's in my storefront. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face. That's just the Mario Badescu Rose Water. I showed y'all this in the other Sephora video that I just posted last time. It is by Haus Labs and Dragon Fruit Days. I'm using it on a fluffier brush with longer hairs so that way I can build it up, because if I was to use something too stiff, this pigment would be out of this world. So I like to kind of make it gradual, honey. And then let's just finish off these lips. I feel like I want sparkle here. I don't know. Let's do the lips first. This is from Citizen Cosmetics. It's in the shade 12. And it has a lipstick on one end and a matching gloss on the other. Okay, it's cute. It's cute. And this is the gloss. I'm not even gonna lie though, y'all. I kind of want a little something, something. So, Patritza. This is his holiday palette. Yeah, see, just a little something, something. Not too crazy. All right, and here's the finished look. You walk into your Thanksgiving or your holiday party, honey, and we are serving it. Channel Gains Week. Hope you had fun hanging out with me. I love you guys so much, and I will see you later.